Knock, 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 knock. This is an old lodge tucked away in the mountains. Due to a bomb storm, there is a blizzard outside, and a storm is brewing. I crawled under my bed early. Late at night, amidst the wind noise, I heard something knock on the door, and I woke up instantly. Was it just my imagination? I fell back asleep, but the same noise woke me up again. Since this is an old lodge, something might have blown off. Rubbing my sleepy eyes, I put on my raincoat to check outside. Whoa! I shouted and fell backward, not because of the winter storm. Standing there was a ghostly pale, soaking wet woman, and I was scared stiff. Can you please let at least my daughter rest? The ghostly woman spoke. Wait, you're not a ghost. Then, a little girl peeked out from behind the woman. I have $1. Please take it. What? Offering meals and hot springs to the mother and child, freezing in the snow resulted in. It's no good. I guess it's time for this lodge to go. I sighed deeply, flipping through the blank register. I'm the third generation running this old lodge. This secluded lodge on top of a mountain offers a beautiful view of the mountain range, as well as mountain delicacies and gibier. But except for a few truckers in spring and fall, there are no reservations. Besides, there have been a series of bear sightings in recent years, and the area around this lodge has been warned not to enter, making it a place where not even locals, let alone reservations, come near. Our lodges in the association are all struggling. Instead of competing, let's find a way to survive together. At the Lodge Association meeting, the head said this, and everyone nodded reluctantly. Hot spring resorts with only small lodges are no longer able to compete for the dwindling number of tourists, and there has been talk for several years of merging all the lodges into a combined hot spring resort, with the town serving as the management body. I used to work in sales and marketing, dealing with international clients. I can help with inbound tourism if we build a new facility. When I said this, the older members glared at me. Liam, it's great you're eager, but your lodge isn't part of the plan. Huh? Why not? I was puzzled by the head's words. You're young, Liam. The other owners are old with no heirs. You're single and have no one to protect, so do your best on your own. What? My name is Liam, 35. My parents died early, so I quit my job as an office worker in the city and returned home. I suddenly took over the lodge 6 years ago. I always wanted to come back, so I didn't mind quitting my job to become the lodge owner. I helped my grandfather and father from a young age and often returned during college breaks to assist, so I adapted quickly. I'm absolutely against including Liam. Yeah, I'm planning to have my son, who is an office worker in the city, come back soon. It would be a nuisance to have Liam bossing him around. Liam's father was a chef from a famous restaurant, and I didn't like him. I don't have grudge against his son, but I don't like him because he seems to think of old people as stupid because he is young. Liam's dad was a real chef, but the son's an amateur. He's taking this business too lightly. These conversations among the older owners about me would reach my ears. There's a rumor that once the new facility is built, these old owners will all become executives. So, I'm basically being shut out. Experience from the elders is important, but if we combined it with the ideas of someone young like me, we could create something better. Yet, rural communities are still very closed off. Gradually excluded from the plan, I stopped being invited to the meetings. Recently, I've been researching the process of closing down the lodge. However, I couldn't make the decision to close, and I was troubled. One night, the weather forecast predicted that the winds would roar in the evening due to a bomb storm. It was a severe storm. I better prepare before the weather gets any worse. I closed all the shutters and stored anything that might blow away in the warehouse. Being on top of a mountain, the wind here is particularly strong. I have nothing to do. I think I'll go to bed. I crawled into my bed and fell into a deep sleep. In the middle of the night, I felt like someone knocked on the lodge door, and I woke up. What? Probably just the wind, I thought as I closed my eyes in the bed. Then the door knocked louder this time, with a thud. I got up and looked out the window. It was snowing heavily, and the strong wind was making the trees creak loudly. Maybe something blew off. Rubbing my sleepy eyes, I put on my raincoat over my pajamas and opened the door. Whoa! But at that moment, I screamed and fell back in shock. There stood a ghostly woman, her hair soaked with snow. No wonder. I never expected a woman to come to this mountain lodge at such a late hour. Is this a lodge? The woman asked in a faint voice. Well, technically, yes. My heart was pounding, and that's all I could manage to say. I don't have any money, but could we rest here? At least my child. What? A child? Then a girl peeked out from the woman's back. She looked like she was still in preschool. Forget the money. Just come in for now. Thank you. As the mother and daughter entered, the snow blew in, and I hurriedly shut the door. Both of them were soaking wet and pale from the cold. I quickly lit the stove and prepared warm drinks. Wait, that's all you're wearing? Under their coats, they only had on t-shirts, and I was shocked. We left in a hurry and didn't bring our wallets or phones. I found some clothes from my wardrobe that a woman could wear and urged them to change. While I prepared a warm meal, the two of them changed and warmed up by the stove. Sorry, I don't have any kids' clothes. The little girl was wearing a men's sweater and fleeced like a dress. It's okay, it's warm. Thank you, mister. But Mom, the wind took my scarf and my teddy bear. The girl, who has regained some blush in her cheeks, thanks me properly, but her expression soon becomes clouded. It's too sad because they were your favorite scarves and teddy bear, but it's much more important that you and me are both doing well together. Hearing this from her mother, the little girl's face brightened up again. I made them some egg porridge and offered leftovers from dinner. I'm sorry, this is all I have. We haven't had any reservations lately, so I haven't restocked. Oh no, it's more than enough. We left in such a hurry, without anything. The woman bowed apologetically. Then the little girl spoke up. I have my wallet. I have money. I'll pay, so don't worry, Mom. The girl clutched a small purse. When she opened it and shook it, a dollar coin rolled into her tiny palm. Here, mister. She proudly handed me the coin. Seeing this, the woman broke down in tears. It's okay. Keep your money. By the way, what's your name? My name is Emma. My mom's name is Olivia. It means beautiful moon. Emma and Olivia, huh? Those are lovely names. Yeah, Grandpa gave us these names. Emma looked up at me with her big eyes. Now, eat while it's warm. Thank you. Emma, let's eat. Olivia and Emma sat by the stove, sipping the egg porridge. So warm. It's delicious, Mom. I listened to their story. What happened? Was there trouble at home? You can tell me if you'd like. When I asked, Olivia's smile faded. We're in the middle of a divorce. My husband has a violent temper. I asked for a divorce, and he told me to leave our daughter and go. But I can't be separated from my daughter. So I left after he went to sleep. That was 10 days ago. 10 days ago? Where have you been all this time? At first, we went to a shelter, but he found us and took us back. Even when friends hit us, he found us. When we were sleeping in a park, the police took us back home. So I finally ran away at night. He's relentless, and I'm scared he'll find us. Olivia glanced outside nervously. I imagined her husband coming through the storm, and it gave me chills. But I didn't want to make Emma worry. I smiled brightly and tried to be cheerful. You're safe here. No one will come to this mountain lodge in such bad weather. When I smiled at Emma, she smiled back, reassured. But why come to such a remote place? It seemed too risky to flee up a mountain with a small child. This is the quickest way back to my parents' house. My husband runs a large auto sales business in the foothills of the city. My father is a wealthy man, and he is very fond of my father because he gave him a lot of money to start the business. So I thought that if my father would hide me at home, I could get by. It was a place you'd have to cross 2 mountains to reach. For now, you can stay here tonight, and we can call your parents in the morning. Our bath is a hot spring. Soak in the hot spring and get some rest tonight. I offered, but Olivia, clearly terrified of her husband, didn't agree immediately. I understood her urgency, but the weather made it impossible. Traveling further in this weather, even if it improved, would take another whole day. Worst case, they might have to spend another night in the mountains. That could be deadly. I desperately tried to persuade her to stay at least for the night. Good night. As Olivia closed the sliding door, I saw her holding their shoes. I felt sorry for them, being so cautious. After making sure they were settled in, I went to bed. The clock showed it was already past midnight. Men. Morning will come soon. Better get some sleep. I yawned and crawled back into my bed. Hey, come out. I know you're in there. What the? Just as I was about to fall asleep, I heard a man shouting and banging on the door, mixed with the sound of the wind. I jumped out of bed. Rubbing my eyes, I checked the clock. It had only been 30 minutes since I fell asleep. Open the door, or I'll break the window. The man's voice shouted again from outside. For safety, I grabbed the axe I used for splitting wood and approached the door. Who is it? I pressed my face close to the door. There's a woman and a little girl in there, right? I'm the girl's father. The man yelled through the door. Olivia's husband actually came here. This is madness. I have to protect them. I swallowed my fear and took a deep breath. It's just me here. Please leave. Don't lie. I found Emma's scarf and teddy bear right outside, but I couldn't open the door now. I turned to tell Olivia and Emma to hide somewhere and opened the sliding door to their room. Olivia! Emma! I shouted into the dark room, but got no response. What? Feeling uneasy, I turned on the light. They're gone. The beds where they had been sleeping were empty. I searched the closet, storage room, and kitchen, but found no trace of them. I reached the back door. Did they leave through here? The back door was open, but I couldn't see them outside. Suddenly, I heard a loud crash as the front door was kicked open. 2 beds. Olivia and Emma were here. The man glared at me after looking at the beds. He held the wet scarf and teddy bear in his hands. Soaking wet and with frost in his hair, the man's wild eyes showed he was losing control. I blocked him from rushing out the back door. If he chased them now, he'd catch up to them for sure. Wait, I can't let you through. Get out of the way. This is a family matter. After a brief struggle, he shoved me aside and disappeared into the snowy night. I quickly grabbed my phone. Hello, police. My voice trembled with urgency as I reported everything that happened. Whether Olivia's husband caught up to her or not, she and Emma were in danger. The mountain path was impassable by car, so I couldn't help them alone. Calling the police was the only option. All I could do was pray for their safety. Please, be safe. I prayed while waiting for the police to arrive. 9 days later, I was chopping wood. I heard a car approaching from afar. No one else usually drove up here except me. I stopped chopping wood and watched as a car climbed up the mountain. I was shocked by the sight. Wow, I've never seen such a fancy black car before. A shiny black luxury car parked in front of me, and a beautiful woman stepped out. Whoa, she's gorgeous. I froze with nervousness. Mr. Liam, I'm sorry it took me so long to thank you. Wait, is that you, Olivia? And Emma too. Hi, mister. Following Olivia, Emma also got out of the car. It was the mother and daughter I had helped. I couldn't believe that the beautiful, well-dressed woman with styled hair and makeup was the same person from that night. An older man stood beside her. This is my father. He insisted on thanking you in person. No, you don't need to thank me. I felt humbled. My daughter and granddaughter were in your care. Thank you so much. The man bowed deeply and told me what happened after I called the police. The police took the quickest route through the mountains and rescued Olivia and Emma before her husband could reach them. We were so surprised when the police showed up. If you hadn't called, my husband would have taken Emma and left me behind. I might not have survived. Olivia teared up, and Emma held her mother's hand tightly. They were rescued safely, but both were in a weakened state. Because of that, they had to be hospitalized, which delayed their visit. Olivia kept apologizing for that, but it didn't matter to me. Then, her father said something unexpected. I knew your father well. What? Really? Yes, I used to visit this lodge often when your parents ran it. The food was excellent, and the hot springs had great views. I remember you helping your parents as a child. Really? But I heard that you left for a different career in the city, so I thought the lodge would close after your parents passed away. It's as good as closed. I've been considering shutting it down. Looking at Olivia's father, memories from my childhood came back. I had heard about a wealthy regular customer, and it must have been him. In that case, let me help. It would be a shame to let this place go. What? Help? I appreciate the offer, but as the older members say, I'm an amateur in both management and cooking. I'm not sure I can meet your expectations. Olivia spoke up. Please let us repay you. This is the only way we can show our gratitude. Well, I was happy but felt pressured, unsure how to respond. I'll introduce you to someone reliable. You don't have to do everything alone. Seeing my hesitation, Olivia's father offered kind words. Thank you. Let me think about it. Emma had been listening to the adults' serious conversation with a solemn expression. In her arms, she held her favorite teddy bear, freshly cleaned. When the conversation paused, Emma spoke up. "Mr. Here." Emma held out her small hand with a dollar coin in it. "I didn't get to pay you that time. I hadn't accepted the money then, nor could I have. It's okay. You don't need to worry about that. Keep it safe, Emma." But I reconsidered. Maybe this was Emma's pride, a sense of pride in helping her mom. It's important to respect that self-esteem. "All right, I'll gladly accept it." I took the dollar coin from Emma and bowed, and she smiled with satisfaction. It was 6 months later when I heard that Olivia had finalized her divorce. With her father's help, I completely renovated the lodge. Her father, who had connections in the political world, even managed to get the road improved. We hired skilled chefs and management professionals, and the lodge quickly gained a reputation, becoming a popular hidden gem once again. Still learning about management and cooking, I focused on my role as the owner and public relations manager. The members of the lodge association, who once shunned me, were surprised by my lodge's comeback. I thought it would go under. Where did he get the funds? I heard the association head had said. The other lodges in the association soon merged, creating a large hot spring resort. As expected, the members who had excluded me became its executives, but their unity didn't last, and now they're constantly fighting for control, creating a hostile work environment. They're running a closed business, ignoring outside opinions. They won't last long. Ha ha ha. Olivia's father laughed. "Uncle." While chopping wood, I saw Emma waving as she approached. Olivia and Emma often visited, helping out during busy times. "Uncle, huh?" I chuckled at Emma's words. "Don't you like being called uncle? Would you prefer dad?" "What?" I looked at Olivia in panic, but she was chatting and laughing with a newly hired part-timer. "What? What's going on?" Noticing my gaze, Olivia came over. "It's nothing. I'll continue chopping wood, so stay far away from me." I stammered, trying to hide my embarrassment. "I've heard great things about the fireplace in the lobby. I'd like to try chopping wood myself." "What? It's dangerous for a woman." "You shouldn't." I declined Olivia's request. "I have a wood chopping machine, but I like to chop wood with my own hands, just like my father used to do." Emma immediately made a suggestion. "Mom, you can do it with Uncle's help." "That's right. Will you show me?" "Why, yes, okay." Emma grinned knowingly, seeing my flustered state. She was truly a clever child. "Hold the axe like this." "Like this?" I guided Olivia on chopping the wood. "I'll guide your hands. Stand with your feet apart and raise the axe straight up." "Okay." When Olivia brought the axe down, it hit the center of the log, chopping it cleanly in two.